Today is Wednesday, August 18th, and this is Eunoia, spoken by Elswyth. Before getting into the rest of the things about what's been going on, I'm going to share a bit with you from a book that I like. It's chapter 13. That's not the name of the book, it's just where it is. Good morning. It's 5:36 a.m. I'm finding that a fat slab of junk mail dropped in the mail slot, created by 2 hot logs, can sometimes get an unwilling fire to take the next step. Or try one of those enclosures for light bulbs. Slide that easy flammability into the spot where you wish the fire to move. This morning, when I woke up, I peed and then, inexplicably, I got back in bed and lay there for a while, thinking about driving a speedboat off the watery edge of the world. It seemed to me, as I lay there awake, that the world was indeed flat, and as I reached the edge of it and saw the enormous glossy curve of ocean turn the corner and fall away, I sped up. It was like going over Niagara Falls in a barrel. My boat began falling, and as it fell it turned, but I held onto the steering wheel so as not to become separated from it. I fell towards a region of mist that I thought was the bottom, and I prepared to be dashed to pieces on the rocks. But no, I'd fallen off the edge of the flat world, and the world was fairly thick. I was passing through the mist in a region that smelled like a salty shower, where the ocean began to pour past the inner molten earth sandwich. The steam dried away finally, and I tumbled past a cross-section of semi-plastic moltenness. And then, as I kept falling, I blew through the mist again, which cooled my hull, and I rose up past another waterfall that mirrored the one over which I had fallen. And then the bow of my boat, its progress slowing, reached a turning point about 20 feet in the air, and I fell down with a slap on the gray, choppy ocean on the other side of the earth. Fighting the waters there that wanted to push me back off, I drove the boat to shore. Everything was more or less normal, and I ate at a Bickford's and left a generous tip, but I wanted to go home to the real side of the earth, the side I was born on, and the phone system on the underside where I was didn't reach through to the other side. So after a night in a motel, I drove my boat back out to the edge of the ocean and hurled myself and my boat back out into the void, far enough that with the stars at my back, I had a good view of the cataract falling off into the lava layers. And then, like an adept skateboarder, I flipped up the stern of my boat at the point of the highest rising and slap-landed neatly back in our ocean. I was home in a few hours. Do you like it? I found this book, I think almost by accident, and it's on my desk, the recording desk, and so every so often I pick it up and I read through it, usually to warm up my voice, but I hadn't remembered reading that section, not for a while, and it just works. You know, this crazy month. Thanks for the letters, many letters, the candle, it smells amazing, the other just nice things, messages and so on, especially that patience and that recognizing that replying would be limited. Isn't that priceless when someone reaches out to you to support you and knows that they're probably not going to get something back, but they don't need something back and don't want you to think, to feel guilty or anything for it. I had that with a person that I've known, well, it feels like all my life. I know we met when I was 4, but I actually don't remember meeting, and I don't remember a time before I knew her. And she lives in the mountains out in the western US, and due to time zones and all the other stuff, you know, when I was up at some dumb hour, she happened to also be up, and just sent me that message, and it was just good. I promise this entire Eunoia is not going to be a downer. You know, it's just July is definitely not what I expected it to be. And I was thinking about the people in like everyday life who support me versus online, and I realized it isn't actually that, is it? It's people who are close, people who are a little bit further away and so on, but there really isn't this everyday life and this online life, not for most of us, I don't think, unless you know, your Reddit account. I think that counts as your online life since you don't actually have, well, most of us don't include that into our real name. Yeah, so I like that. I liked that feeling quite a bit, that it isn't how you reach out, it isn't how you connect, it's just distance. And honestly, I have people who actually live close to me that I haven't seen in ages due to what's going on. For those of you who don't know, because I just realized some of you might not, I think I only threw it as a Patreon message. My mother passed away, and it wasn't expected. I think we all expect our parents will live until they're, 100 and get their letter from the Queen. Not that my mother would have, because she was American. Or at least elderly or something, but due to COVID and complications and the shitstorm that is the southern US and overcrowding, and her husband, who's not my dad, his decisions and etc., she just wasn't given a chance to keep fighting it. And I had been assured for a couple weeks that while it was serious and I was able to, talk and this and that, it wasn't planning a funeral, and so I wasn't trying to make it over there. I don't think I would have changed anything. I didn't realize that a DNR also involves where you can just turn somebody into CMO. So that is the depressing part of this Eunoia, but the whole reason I'm sharing it is because, for fuck's sake, don't just trust anybody. Don't just trust anybody with that kind of power over your life. Her husband went out and bought a new truck and basically trashed all of her stuff and then pulled her care and then went on with his merry life. And that really sucks. And that is what I'm having the hardest time getting over, because I'm just mad. She deserved a better end. So, rather than go insane by just going over this over and over and over and over again, I just need to get back into this, us, this connecting, this creating together. It is my happy spot. It is an outlet, and I feel like I have had quite a bit of time to grieve. Again, thank you for giving me that space and that time. Even went to visit a new city and spent quite a bit of time just sitting by the seaside, which was perfect. Next week, I will be resuming homework and PCs. I should hopefully have a couple MCFs that will pop up today. Things I recorded previously. Let's see what else. I actually have, see my paper? I have a list. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the personal MCFs. Never expected July to be as crazy as it was, but we'll be getting back into that. And then for September, with having a new month, a new season-ish, right? September is supposed to be fall. Comfy sweaters, hot chocolate, rustling leaves, the whole bit. There'll be a new form and a different way for us to be interactive just for that month. I I love a new month. I love a fresh start. I love your goals. And I love the interaction. So September we'll have that. I'm not going to talk more on it yet because I'm still kind of finalizing it. But like I said, it is going to have something to do with goals. 2 of them, naughty and nice. So if you want to start mulling that over, you can. Because honestly, interactive is always my goal. We should have a new session coming out on Saturday, more than likely. And for me, it's about having this clean slate. It's probably why I love a Monday and love a fresh month. And I love when the first of the month is also on a Monday because that's just so perfect. And I think it's also why I love FLR and this whole power exchange type of relationship, because you can have the infraction and then you can have the punishment and then you are absolved. There, clean slate, start again. With all that said, for my own sanity, if you're going to reply to today's Eunoia, please don't bring up the grieving process and all the other stuff unless you really need to. I need to push forward. I just need to push forward. So tell me some of your goals. Tell me about your vacation plans. Tell me about what you love about fall. I know not all of you are going into fall. Any of it. Tell me that. And let's get back to being us, right? Together, happy, sexy, the whole bit. Okay. I really felt like, though, this Eunoia needed to be done. I know this authenticity, this genuine connection is what is important to me and to you. As for other messages and so on, there's a lot. I don't know if I will catch up with all of them, but we are, halfway through this week and getting up to Monday, and we are going to get back to everything we've been doing. So, lots of love to all of you. And thank you for the love that you've given to me, the space you've given to me, while also making sure I knew that you were thinking of me. That really, really does mean a lot. Okay, go out, get some sunshine. Or if it's late, go get some sleep. We'll play soon.